Good morning, everybody. Can we please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Whatever. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, the time is 6:01 and our continued budget workshops is in order for May 21st. Madam Clerk, when you are ready, will you please call the roll?
Councilwoman Melly Garthwaite.
Melly Garthwaite, Council at Large, present.
Councilman Peter Rivera.
Councilman Peter Rivera, at large, present.
Councilman Sean Ronan is absent. Councilwoman Ann Heffernan is absent. Councilwoman Nancy Tagliatella.
Councilwoman Nancy Tagliatella, 2nd District, present.
Councilwoman Sarah Akbarali is absent. Councilman Gary Donovan.
Councilman Gary Donovan, 4th District, present.
Councilman Edward McMillan.
Councilman Edward McMillan, 5th District, present.
Councilwoman Dawn Callahan is absent. Councilwoman Catherine Tucker.
Councilwoman Catherine Tucker, 7th District, present.
Councilman David Beaton.
Councilman David Beaton, 9th District, present.
Councilman Ronald Quagliani is actually here, but he's downstairs at a different meeting. Chairman Christopher Vargo.
Chairman Christopher Vargo, 8th District, present.
And we do have a quorum, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Stacy. Before we get going, Mr. Spry, would you like to take the podium to clarify a few things from last night?
Yeah, thank you very much. This is 2 clarifications so far. These are both from Tuesday night. So we had talked about the 2 positions in Youth and Family Services. Their salary on page 94 was $187,000. And on page 95 in the operating budget, it showed it as $137,000. When we reprint the next budget, there will be a line item that says these $50,000 was taken out of the ARPA at-risk youth to supplement their salaries. So there's enough money left in ARPA where we need to start spending it before the end of the year. And salaries are a qualifying expense with ARPA, so we took $50,000 out of their salaries from ARPA.
Okay, so the actual salary amount is the 187.
187 is the actual.
137 is what's hitting.
137 is what's hitting our general fund.
Excellent,
yes.
thank you.
And then the city clerk part-time position is now hitting the part-time wages. I know we talked about how it was coming out. Those part-time wages weren't being hit like they were supposed to for Ursula Riley's position, but she's now been changed to part-time in ADP. So from them, they'll start hitting the part-time
Excellent.
wages now. Yep.
Thank you.
That's it. Thank you.
All right.
And I'll have the vehicle maintenance stuff for you tomorrow.
Oh, thank you.
Wednesday next week.
Okay. All right. First up tonight, we're actually going to switch it around just a little bit. We're going to have information technology come up first. Page
32.
32. Could you turn on the mic, please?
Good evening.
Do you have anything that you want to start off with, or?
I was expecting questions.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Questions? Anybody have any questions? Councilman Donovan?
Just the one. The looks like we no longer have the security engineer.
Yeah, so we've struggled over the past few years trying to get someone to fill that role. And my understanding is the position was removed. However, I believe the funds were put back into our operating expense in order to maybe hire like an MSP company to do the IT security work here.
So that $99,000 was rolled into our unallocated contingency fund. After our breach a couple of years ago, Jermaine's team has really beefed up the network security. We've been having trouble filling the role, so we decided to eliminate it from the position. Should the need arise, and Jermaine says the needs arise, the money's there in unallocated contingency for it.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
All set, Chairman.
Thank you. The maintenance service agreement line item. It's 52510. Is that cumulative citywide, or is that just for specific departments? Do you know?
It's cumulative citywide for the most part. That's really our operating expense in terms of license costs, services that might be being provided to us, etc.
Okay. Councilman McMillan?
Question: are your convention funds training different? They're not rolled into the general funds. Sorry.
So when we restructured departments, IT was rolled into operations, and operations, and we people like to keep saying the conventions and dues are rolled into the general fund. They're not. They're rolled into this operations department.
Oh, operations.
So this $35,000. Is it 35? No, the $22,000 is conventions and dues for all departments, and that was the historical spend on conventions and dues for all departments. So this is when they say
where it
general
goes.
fund. This is the centralized fund.
Got you.
Centralized fund is probably a better way to put it.
So this is where everything actually is.
Correct. Training and
placed.
education, conventions and dues. That's where the centralized location is in the operations here.
Thank you.
Councilman McMillan, anything else?
I was going to ask.
No,
about-
that's fine.
I was going to ask safety programs. I'm sorry, Jermaine.
All good.
Could you speak to your safety programs? I do see the adopted budget. Oh,
So that's that the rub with this department is that it's chief operating officer, IT, and risk.
okay.
We don't have a risk manager right now. We kept the budgets, flat for risk, but the safety programs is our risk
Is a
manager.
part of.
Yeah.
Got you.
And we'll talk about that when Mr. Spryer comes up at the end of the meeting for the
Yeah.
ops
Okay.
department.
Great.
Got you.
Fantastic.
I'm telling you, you should just sit right
What
there.
I know, what Jermaine has in this budget is 52460 outside data processing, maintenance service agreements, other repairs and maintenance upgrades, software licenses, data processing, and other data processing equipment.
Gotcha.
But the bottom two are not his.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Councilman Beaton?
Not yet.
Jermaine, just wanted to thank you. You were very helpful when you onboarded me. Thank you very much for your help. Can you just explain to me what is outside data processing?
Sure. So outside data processing is like, for example, if we need to get rid of a computer that we might have been using for a while, and we need to get rid of the data, we usually have a company come in, take the actual equipment, make sure that they disperse it the correct way, and then provide us documentation stating that it was dispersed in the correct manner.
Thank you.
Yep.
Councilman Donovan?
This might be you. Or you might, but your budget is in the maintenance service agreement. Your budget, your department was requesting 690. Mayor's recommendation is 909. Is there or 90? Yeah, 909. Is there? What?
Yeah. So the 690 was Jermaine, the IT aspect of it. The 909 was the other operational side, GPS monitoring,
Perfect.
all the other stuff that we do. So the 609 was, Jermaine put together his. We just had to add the rest of it in there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Would it be? I'm sorry, Mr. Spryer.
I didn't call on you.
I'm sorry.
All right.
I was just wondering, would it be possible to have all of that broken down so it reads easier, or is that, just okay? So, for instance, you said the 909 is broken down into. You gave us 3 different or 4 different things. Would it be easier to have that broken down maybe on the next?
So Councilman Quagliani requested this information from us already. So I gladly
Okay, I
send
didn't
it to you,
know
the
that.
breakdown of every service agreement we have, IT, non-IT. So
Okay.
and it adds up to the 909.
And it adds up to the 909.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you, sir.
I'll be happy to send it to the whole council. Yeah. Can I sit? Okay.
Yeah, but I take that first chair, though. Right. Councilman Tucker?
Yeah. You don't have to get up. you could just if you feel like you need to. But I guess that's the same. I had a similar question because I'm struggling. I'm looking at page 59, and I realize now that everything was transferred over into the city operations department, but it's not clear to me. So the numbers that were here for 25 actuals, I'm having a difficult time like seeing where they break out in the differences that are being requested that pertain to IT, because there's other amounts that are included in this as well. So it's difficult to see, you know. You know what I'm saying?
I understand. Yes.
Yeah, so, and I don't know if that's intentional or if it should be to Councilman McMillan's point, separated so that we can see. Because if it's just city operations, that's great. But now it's basically absorbed at least one department. And I don't know how we'll know how we're doing.
Yeah, so so this was done in last year's budget. City operations was broken out. IT was broken out. So, in IT, their entire operating budget was moved over to operating. If you'd like to see a breakout of what IT was compared to the rest of it, I can do that for you.
Yeah, and the only reason I'm saying that is because we could see the actual expenses, but you can't tell what happened.
That's
where
fine.
they landed
I can break it. I mean, most of these are IT. Like I said, some of them are public works subscriptions, legal subscriptions, but we can break it out for you. That's
Thank
not
you.
a problem.
So yeah, because it's the even the processing, data processing, because the amount here is 22,000. Data processing over here has a different amount.
Yeah, data processing, I don't think was a line item in 25.
Well, I mean, if you look at it, it says outside data processing over here on page 20, on 59. And then you see it over here on page 33.
Yep.
And the amounts are different, so it doesn't line up.
Yeah, okay. So I see what you're saying. So I'll break out the non-IT part of.
Well, yeah, I mean, if we're going to make a transfer,
Yeah.
it's going from one department into another department, it would be nice to be able to see.
Not a problem. I'll
the
break
line
out the
item
non-IT part of the operating expense for you.
Okay, thank
Not a
you.
problem. You're welcome.
Councilman Rivera.
Hi, Jermaine. How are you?
Good. How you
Just a
doing?
quick question. I haven't seen this kind of across the board, so I'm going to ask here in IT because that's kind of my bailiwick. Is you guys have like a life cycle roadmap for hardware? So, for instance, you replace laptops every 4 years on a rotating cycle, or network gear 5 to 7, that type of thing.
Correct.
And even for even city equipment for you, Rick, do we have something like that that's documented so you can see these unforeseen costs down the road 7, 10 years and plan for them?
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead. Yeah, so we do have a process in place where, again, when we are getting rid of laptops that might have, reached end of life, we make sure it's documented when we are getting rid of them, and we receive documentation from the companies that are coming in and disposing of these. Or if it's equipment that we can keep on shelf, that just in case someone comes in and they just need a laptop, we have them here as well too, and we have documentation over
So
there.
my question is more around acquisition, right? So you buy, say, laptops for the finance department or systems for the finance department. Their life expectancy is somewhere 4 to 5 years, and you obviously can get some additional use out of that past that, but that helps you plan from a capital perspective, right?
Correct.
If you know you're going to have to replace them every 4 to 5 years, that should be documented somewhere. And I was wondering if you guys did something like that for all equipment, not just IT equipment. Yeah, you buy a snowplow today, right?
Yeah.
What's the life expectancy?
So that was IT's part of this as well, but the vehicles is probably the biggest example of our planning on that. PD used to buy 30 vehicles every 12 years, and we'd spend $1.5 million on vehicles every 12 years. Now every year, they 5 to 10 vehicles every year, and you'll see that in the capital plan that PD is doing. Jermaine has a capital request every year for laptops and terminals and things like that. So they have a recycling plan, an obsolescence plan in place. If it's formalized, I don't know if it's formalized, but we can.
Well, at least you can foresee what the spend is going to be possibly, right? If you have to drag it out another year, you do that. I mean, that's typical.
Right.
But you know that,
Yeah, so that Jermaine, when our capital request puts a capital request in every year for laptops and computer equipment every year, so he understands that, I bought a laptop today, and 4 years from now it's not going to be worth anything. So
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, and that's actually displayed in on page 131 on the
capital side.
return.
Yeah. And then the other question I have is around, I thought I saw there were some funds for a project for SSO. Could you kind of talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so for SSO, what we're looking to do is provide each user here one pane of glass, because there's so many different systems that we're logging into. We just want to give them a platform where they just go to one page and they're able to get into all their different solutions that they're using. So that's what the SSO is, single sign-on.
Okay, and have you chosen a product yet, or is that something
There's
that already
a
exists?
few out there, but relatively, they all do the same thing. It's just a matter of whichever one I decide to select.
What's that? Jermaine, on page 131, the capital budget, there's no funding this year, but next year we're looking at possibly 35,000 for wireless access points. Does that include open spaces?
When can you
Page
elaborate
one.
on that a little bit?
Yeah, outside open spaces, the green, the beach, parks. Does that include
Yes.
open Wi-Fi on public spaces?
Yes, it will later, but what we're doing now is we're working with Crown Castle and we're working with Connecticut Education. Sorry. And we're working with Connecticut Education to start providing free Wi-Fi to the residents here. Right now, we're just building out the foundation of it, and once the foundation is fully built, then we should be able to start offering it to the residents in West Haven.
Do you have conceptually a plan of where you might start that? Will you start that on the green? Will you start that over by the beach?
Not just yet, because we want to understand where all the fibers are actually going to be, and then once we lay our actual equipment on top of there, then we'll be able to have a better roadmap in terms of what that looks like.
What do you think the timeline looks like for that?
I'm hoping maybe the end of this year we can start rolling it out in some areas.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Going once, twice? All right. We're all set. Thank you, Jermaine.
All set.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Have a great night. Thank you. Okay. Rick, does it matter to you if it's engineering or WPCA? All right. Well, that's a scary thought. All right, we'll just go in order. We'll start with engineering, page
78.
78.
This is like
I love
I thought this was going to be a drive-through with him. I mean, it's like you got two lines.
Well, we didn't expect Abdul here. Hi, Abdul. $78. Mike.
Sorry. It's essentially same as last year's budget. So.
Okay. I think I only have one question. Last year, this is probably a question for Rick since he's sat far away. Last year, we appropriated some money to archive and digitize your office to make sure that those records are intact and kept. Are we making good progress on that?
It's being digitized. Most of it has already been done. There are still a few left.
Okay. Great.
2 weeks away.
2 weeks away. Outstanding. Any questions?
Yeah, just give him one while you're here. How you doing, Abdul?
Good.
Good. I see we're giving a little more bump on the assistant engineer, which is good. Is any
Yes,
idea? Do
still
we have
no luck.
any hits? We
I
still
keep
don't.
getting email rejected. I'm not getting anybody. So
Somebody still wants. Oh well. All right. I thought I'd ask. Thank you.
How many folks have you received resumes for in the last year?
none.
None. So you're still just a one-man operation?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably the salary. Councilwoman Tucker?
Hi, good evening.
Good.
What is the expected salary for a part-time engineer? What would be an attractive salary for someone?
It's hard to describe right now. In private sector, the salaries are much higher right now, so it's very difficult for people, young people, to leave their position and come back to the city.
Right. So for the full-time assistant manager position.
Yes.
Yeah. So what would be like in a municipality? I know private sector is a whole different animal, but have you looked at municipalities to see what the salaries are? What are comparable salaries?
We adjusted the salary based off of a CCM survey. This is actually, the 127 is actually like right in line, median, maybe a little higher than assistant engineers. It's just,
Nobody wants us.
no, you can go to, nobody wants us. Nobody wants
Nobody wants us.
municipal engineering.
Yeah.
It's a tough,
It's a tough one.
you get that money somewhere in the private sector, it's hard to pass up.
Yeah.
But we're doing our best. We have received a few resumes, but nothing major.
Rick, don't sit down. But I want to make sure that Councilwoman Tucker's done, but I have a question.
Yeah, no, I just was going to say, what are your suggestions? Do you have any suggestions about what would be attractive to potentially, get people interested? What would you suggest be done?
I believe it's around $140,000 might get somebody.
Isn't that more than, that's more than you?
I'm sorry?
Isn't that more than your salary?
It is more than, 3 years ago, they had actually bumped up my salary to 145 as never materialized. I should have been making 155 by now.
Okay. I have no comment for that. I can't comment on that, but no, I'm just curious, like what you're thinking. Aside from that, is there anything else that can be done? But if you don't have any suggestions,
I don't think the salary is the issue. I don't know, for some reason people are not attractive to West Haven. I don't know why.
okay. All right. Thank you. No more questions.
Thank you. Rick, this might be a question for you. I don't remember if it was last year when we were talking about FY26 or FY25, but there was a thought of, instead of hiring an assistant engineer per se, that we hire somebody that had either one or two credential levels below, but that could still pick up some of the work and take some of the load off of Abdul. Have we exhausted that?
We recruited at the college level for graduate students in an engineering program. Still nothing.
Nothing.
So, engineering, municipal finance directors. Those are the municipal public works directors. Those are the ones that are hard to come by, that everybody's looking for, and just haven't had any luck.
Is there just not enough people in the talent pool to pick from, and so everybody's kind of going after the same?
Well, I mean, everybody's going after the same people, but it's salaries. So it's, I can go and make $200,000 in the private sector. I can go here and make $125,000. So we've been doing our best, but just we've been trying. So we're looking now we're actually recruiting now for retired engineers that want to work and just maybe, bored being retired and coming back to work. So, but it hasn't been as fruitful as we thought yet either. So.
Okay. Councilman Rivera, and then
Have you looked at bringing on like interns while they're in the program at these universities?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And bring them part time and no luck?
Yeah, nothing yet. So yeah.
Councilwoman Garthwaite.
Rick, are there any perks? I know that sounds kind of silly, but are there any perks that we could offer besides salary that might attract
the problem is
talent?
it's a collectively bargained position. So if I offer remote work to this person, I have to offer remote work to everybody else.
So there's really
I know it's the unions kind of tie our hands on that one. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Councilwoman Tagliatella.
Probably dumb question, but have you gone to any job fairs, and where exactly are the jobs posted? Where are you advertising?
So we post on LinkedIn, we post on Indeed, we post on engineering, like conglomerate, like there's GFOA, and there's a lot of different groups that are professional engineering groups. We post on there. We go, yeah. I mean, job fairs. No, we haven't done any job fairs. That might be a good idea to talk to personnel about. So, yeah.
Councilwoman Tucker.
How about any shared resources? Are you able to join together with a different municipality and maybe combine resources and get a better salary for?
Yeah, that was I was actually at a shared resources seminar with our South Central Regional Council of Governments today, and engineering, assessor, building official, and health department were something we're talking about regionalizing. So that's something we are looking for. We are looking into.
Okay, and then remote, can it be done? Can any portion of the job be done like remotely?
Well, that's gonna be something we'd have to collect. We'd have to bargain with the union about. So that's, it's we're not allowed to bargain solo with an employee. We have to go through the union on that. So it's something we would talk about. But
right, no. I hear you, and I guess I understand what you're saying, but I'm wondering if you would have a different market opportunity if you made it so that the job was something that was able to be done from.
Yeah, I just don't know how well remote works for an engineer. I mean, there's a lot of plan reviews. There's a lot of meetings with people in person. Yeah, no, we're open to any suggestion. Honestly, it's not something that we're going to shut down because we don't think it would work. We would try anything.
This job actually requires somebody in-house here, not remote work. Most of the work is day to day. They have to go do different things. You can't really work remotely on this one.
Okay, thank you.
Councilman Beaton.
Sir, what discipline is a municipal engineer? Is it mechanical, civil, industrial?
Civil.
Civil. Thank you.
Probably for Rick. You can just nod your head if you want. Am I correct that I know that there's an assistant that supports this department? She's in the public works budget. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay. We're all set. Okay, we move on to Water Pollution Control Authority, page
118.
118.
I think.
Hi.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm well. Well, I hope you're all well. I prepared a little presentation just because I know I'm kind of new here and there hasn't really been anybody in this role in quite some time. So if that's okay.
Absolutely.
Short. So good evening, Chairman, Councilman. My name is Danielle Morrison. I am the superintendent and the chief operator of the water pollution control at 2 Beach Street. Just a quick snapshot of what our department manages day to day. We treat an average of 9 million gallons of wastewater and solids every single day, 24 hours a day. We maintain 13 pump stations and roughly 140 miles of sewer pipe. The budget proposal before you tonight reflects a 5.44 overall increase, which necessitates an increase in the total sewer user fee. To ensure our revenues directly cover our structural obligations. Our internal daily operations are running incredibly lean. The increase is driven entirely by fixed, non-negotiable costs, specifically the $703,534 in the Clean Water Fund principal and interest, alongside a combined $430,000 increase in regional market rates for escalating sludge hauling, the essential chemicals that we use, and our electricity costs. However, We are actively moving forward with several key capital improvements to upgrade our infrastructure, protect our facility, and ultimately drive those operational costs down in the future. To solve the long-term sludge hauling expenses, we are moving like full steam ahead to get that incinerator going. We want to bring our sludge disposal control back in-house, so that will save an enormous amount of money if we get that off the ground. Our current dissolved oxygen instrumentation project will automate our aeration processes, and that's important because in a standard municipality, aeration consumes 40 to 60% of the plant's electrical footprint. So if we can automate that, we can drastically cut our highest baseline utility expense. So that's in the works now. Odor control equipment is arriving any day now. This not only eliminates the odor complaints, but it actively scrubs the atmospheric gases that corrode all of our millions of dollars of plant infrastructure. So that will help us save our equipment that is already old. Much of it is already beyond its serviceable life. So we want to try to really maintain what we've got. The flood wall project, the critical flood wall project is officially underway. The geotechnical testing is already complete. We did receive $10.39 million in FEMA funding for that. In the 9 months since I took over this role, I have fully implemented an asset management and preventive maintenance program. That was something that was entirely non-existent when I arrived. And while the age of the infrastructure still means we're going to have emergency breakdowns, they're still going to happen, but we are aggressively shifting from reactive to preventive maintenance. So the reactive is expensive, and there's a lot of those emergencies happening. When I got on, I mean, within the first week, there were already emergency equipment failures. So we really want to get on top of maintaining and moving forward with reducing those costs. Finally, we are making an aggressive, targeted push to close out the 2012 consent decree. Right now, the outside engineering services that are administering the consent decree, they represent a heavy ongoing drain of our resources. So getting out from this consent order will drastically reduce those fees. To achieve this, we have brought both of our vac trucks and our new camera truck into full operation this year, and we're splitting their focus to maximize efficiency and to meet the consent order mandates head on. So this budget represents a balance between, or with the unavoidable regional cost increases and strategically investing in the automation and maintenance, and that will hopefully serve to save West Haven money long term. Thank you for your time. I'll take questions.
Thank you. I just want to start off with just a couple of questions. Sure. I hate to do this to you.
Let's get an exercise.
That's what I'm here for. This one should just be easy. Page 118, Rick, is the staffing levels. I think the number 29 for 2026 is incorrect, and that it actually should be 30, so it's flat staffing. I just want to make sure that I'm right.
Should be 30.
No, it should be 30.
It should be 30.
Right, it says 29. I just want to make sure it's... 2026 says 29, and then 27 says 30, but I think 2026 should be 30. I think it's just an error.
We took out the operator 4. You're right. It should say 29. Took out the operator 4 because Danielle's an operator 4.
Okay. So are we having 29 in
29.
FY27?
29 FY27.
So, okay, so 26 and 27 are going to be...
I just want to clarify, though, this was the operator 4 is really just going to be filled with an operator 3 eventually, so that didn't really go away because we need an operator 3 on third shift, mandated by the DEEP, that we have not been able to fill, and there is no operator 3 on that.
How many operator 3s do we have currently?
1.
Okay, so we have 2 budgeted, though.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay, so 4 goes away. Okay. 4 goes away.
But that still shows...
Yeah, it's 29.
So then the book is incorrect. So FY27, it'll be 29 staff.
I'm sorry, no.
It should be 30
Well,
or...
I think the
Do I count? I'm not sure if I count.
So it's 30. It's 1 administration and 29 operational people. So Danielle's totaled in the administration as 1, and then it should be 29 after that, which would total out to 30 people. But yes, I send it's the bottom. It says 31 full-time employees. That'll change to 30.
No, it says 30.
No, it doesn't. It's the bottom department total.
Total at the very bottom.
It says 31.
Oh, okay.
That'll change to 30.
Gotcha. Okay.
It'll be 29 up top and then 30 down below.
Got it. Okay.
Yep.
Excuse me, Chairman, I'm still counting 30. And the administrator would be 31. Unless my math is off.
That's you.
I am too.
Okay.
I'll get clarification for you
Okay.
tomorrow on this. Sorry.
That's why the bottom line totals for dollars is going to be fine. Okay. On page 120, line 52580, the equipment maintenance and repair. Can you explain unless I don't think I have an older version, but it looks like that's a drastic reduction.
52580. Hang on 1 second.
375,000.
Where is that? Why am I not sure? Oh, in the admin budget. I'm sorry. 525. Okay, so the equipment maintenance and repair. This appears under the admin account, and so that has just been moved actually to the expense account. So that shows up now. 52580. Same thing. Equipment maintenance repair.
On page 121?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so you're just moving it between.
That was just an accounting. Yeah,
Okay.
They wanted to move that. So obviously there's also a 50,000 decrease in that. But yes, that is that's just moved out of admin. It really is expenses. So it didn't make sense to just be under the admin budget.
Okay. Councilman Beaton?
Hi, Danielle.
Hi.
How are you?
Doing well.
I had the pleasure of meeting you through Councilman Ronan. We took a tour of your facility.
Yes, you did.
I will say it was an awakening experience for sure. Your knowledge is off the charts. We're lucky to have you. I'm just going to say that right now because we are.
Thank you.
And please don't leave. Secondly, is to your point about some of our equipment, we physically saw the deterioration of our equipment, and you had mentioned the preventive steps you're making. You and I talked earlier about having that new foreman or that new person that's going to be doing repairs, but I left with a pit in my stomach saying, if something fails, we are in trouble. We're in trouble. And I'm just worried, is this enough? Do you have enough? You have a contingency. Mr. Spryer pointed out last night to us that you have separate contingency funds. I'm just very fearful that we are one failure away from trouble.
I don't disagree. We do have a lot of things being focused in the collection system. We've got our pump stations. We've got, the flood wall. We've got a lot of things happening on the collection side. Inside the plant, the big focus was always the odor control and the incineration. All of the other things that are well beyond their life, those are the things that also keep me up. And usually there'd be like an upgrade where a lot of that would be addressed in one fell swoop, so to speak. But the upgrades are very expensive, and that could be an option, and that's something that I was considering we would be heading towards at some point. But we've got so many projects that perhaps having a little bit more of a cushion for big ticket items that we know are going to inevitably fail, that are beyond their serviceable life, that's going to happen. We've got millions of dollars we're just trying to limp along. So, is it enough? I don't know if it's ever enough, but we are really trying to work the best we can, especially with this preventive maintenance, because it just had not been done by and large at all for many years. But that can only take us so far as well. I mean, you could fix things multiple times, but there will be failures, and it's going to cost us.
I cringe when I drive by and see those dumpsters in the driveway of sludge. Is that the other contractual services in the budget? Is that the cost to remove the sludge, ship it to New Jersey?
Sludge has its own.
It does have its
line
own
item now.
Okay.
It didn't, but it does now. It's 53204 sewer sludge hauling and removal. You see.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Page number. Yep. No, that's okay. Yeah. So of course you see that's gone up as well, and that's a contract that increased. So yes, you're right.
$1.5 million.
Correct, and it's not getting cheaper. I mean, every year it just gets more expensive. And even our dewatering equipment is very old. It's very aged, and it requires repairs constantly. And I would not want to see us having to haul liquid and not be able to dewater, because the liquid is way more expensive. So I don't know if I have answered your question.
You have.
Okay.
You had mentioned on our tour, so currently that sludge is shipped to Jersey. Is that correct?
Some of it goes to Naugatuck. Some of it is in state.
Yep.
New Jersey is primarily when we have no capacity in Connecticut, or we are hauling liquid sludge. And the reason we would haul liquid sludge is because we have a failure of equipment.
Okay. Thank you.
I remember this being a very lengthy discussion topic over the last two budgets, because there was concerns of whether or not we would be able to contractually ship our sludge to Connecticut, and then the cost of going to Jersey was, if I recall, quite a bit higher, almost 2 or 3 times.
Correct.
As much, and I remember that was a kind of the driver of we got to kind of get our house in order here to be able to take care of that, and then possibly have a revenue stream.
Correct.
It sounds like that you're still in a triage mode, reactive, even though you're doing your best to become proactive. But there's so many fires going on that you're trying to prioritize. Have you been successful in getting your head around everything that is going on to be able to create kind of a priority list and then a reaction plan?
Yes. So one of the main reasons, other than the preventive maintenance aspect of having an asset management plan, is to know what assets I have. How many pumps do I have? What are their sizes? What are their capacities? How old are they? This information is not easily obtainable. Like, I have been digging for that information. It's not just like listed somewhere. Nobody has really kept track of that very well, unfortunately. So that is step one, is just really fully understanding what assets do I have and what condition are they in. We have to rate them and see if we can build a little bit of a history. So I'm kind of in the beginning stages of getting my mind wrapped around the entirety of everything that we have. But I can see, generally speaking, just generally speaking, there's things that just need to be addressed, like yesterday.
So this might be an unfair question, but Councilman Beaton kind of alluded to that we have the two really big items, right? The incinerator, the outflow pipe, and you mentioned a couple other things. But then I'm assuming that you have a number of comparatively smaller pieces of equipment that if they fail, that would be a problem. Have you been able to determine, what would be absolutely mission critical versus versus if it shuts down or if it breaks, it's bad, but it's not completely detrimental to your operations?
Yes.
And then do we have a plan to address those so that way we don't get to that point?
So right now, the mission critical things come down to really our sludge removal. We do have redundancy, so that's good. And we're going to have more redundancy very soon because we have a centrifuge that has not been operated. I don't think it ever has. It was installed and it never got operated. And it then, unfortunately, declined just sitting there. It just rotted away. So we have all the parts. It's being rebuilt. We are weeks away from getting it running. So we have redundancy in place, and that is our really big critical issue. There is our dewatering. If we do not have the ability to dewater, then we are hauling that liquid at 2 to 3 times the cost. So that's the biggest thing. Pumps are much easier to come by, cheaper than replacing dewatering equipment, and cheaper than hauling sludge. So when it comes, most things are moved by pumps. So that's our big thing, is keeping our pumps running, keeping our valves operational. We are really good at rebuilding pumps and valves, and acquiring them is significantly less expensive. I mean, it is built into our budget here. We do have capacity to replace a few pumps along the way and get things upgraded.
The on page 130 of the 5-year capital plan, I asked this question last year. I think Abdul is the one that answered. I understand that we budget lower. For example, last year I think we budgeted a little bit lower, and then it goes up incrementally, and that's because that's the value of the work that we're able to get done now. And then next year we could get done other work, and that's more expensive, and so on. I'm assuming that mentality hasn't changed. Do you agree with the amount that were proposed to bond in FY27 versus FY28, or is there a way that we may be able to escalate some of these to get you to a place that's a little bit more comfortable a little bit sooner?
Okay, so looking at the capital plan, and I think that the timeline here is sufficient for these projects. If we had, none of these are unfortunately shovel ready, so it's going to have that delay. And so as far as and these are just simultaneously all happening at the same time.
Right. I don't mean to interrupt, but for example, this is just a hypothetical. The $3 million for treatment plant incinerator, you can't just bond and then say I'm going to go build one. There has to be studies, there has to be plans, there has to be schematics. Are we into that process? Could additional bonding make that process happen a little bit more quickly, or are we tracking as fast as we can go?
I think we are tracking as fast as we can go on this at this point, and I'm looking at Abdul because Abdul was kind of mostly involved with the capital portion of the incinerator.
I think once I suggested that we should have a big capital budget instead of doing bond ordinance every year, 1 or 2 or 3. It costs more money just to have a bond council spend money on preparing a bond. Like pump station, we had total was around $60 million. We should have bonded that $60 million, not bonded, just authorized it. So instead of going with individual project, they will all fall under that big bond.
But I recall last year you had indicated that we didn't have the proper licensing to move forward on the project, and that's why the project was delayed, and we're taking these little incremental steps. Has that changed yet?
No.
And
that has not changed yet. We are in the real beginning processes of moving that forward. We're working with council and an environmental attorney. Our corp counsel is also involved, and we are providing documentation to try to understand how we can acquire our Title V air permit. That's what's holding us up, is can we get that, and how do we go about getting it?
So from this time last year to now, there hasn't been a lot of movement on that piece.
No.
And that's holding everything up.
Correct.
Okay.
The issue is that we had an operating permit for incinerator which expired. We don't have a permit now. And also we notified the EPA. They had notice of violation for the incinerator, and we were dealing with them for a couple of years, and finally the city decided we don't want to operate anymore, and they gave them in writing. So now we have an issue that we have to resolve with EPA that we want to restart it. That's a big issue right now.
Yeah, and I totally understand and I appreciate that. I guess where I'm a little disheartened is that we're in the same place that we were a year ago without making a lot of progress, and it seems like that's the linchpin to get the ball rolling on everything else. And that I'm just troubled by the lack of progress that we're having.
city corporation council does not have the resources to do in-house, so they have to find environmental attorney.
Okay. Questions from the council? Nothing else? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's okay. That was being worked into. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Last, we're gonna talk with the operations department in its entirety. Mr. Spryer. Page. You're slacking.
So if you guys want to, you can do grants first if you'd like. You want to
Sure.
want to get that.
That way Olivia can go home.
Grants is 44.
I don't know what page grants is. I'm sorry. Oh, 44. There you go.
So basically, Olivia, you want some money so you can go out and get us a lot more money.
Essentially, yes.
Perfect.
Also, we already got a lot of money, so we need more help.
On page 44, the department totals, it's nonsense numbers. We'll fix that in the budget. I don't know where those numbers came from. They're just nonsense numbers.
You're anticipating my
yes,
nonsensical
they're nonsense
question.
numbers. So the next printing will fix that department total number.
Thank you.
Sorry.
I was going to cover that, so he didn't have to get up, but...
She was going to call you out on your nonsense.
Thank you. All right. Hello, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Olivia Basanti. I'm the city's grant writer. So the budget itself is very straightforward. We have two small line items for grant development costs and consultants. That's just for when we have a really technical grant opportunity, something like brownfields, or we need to do preliminary engineering. That way we have the resources we need to get it done. As you can tell, we're limited in-house, especially when it comes to engineering sometimes, so that'll be a big help. And then the department itself. So this is kind of the creation of a new department. For as long as I've been here, it's been myself, the grant writer, and the assistant grant writer, which is great because we've had bandwidth to secure a ton of funding. But the fun starts after you get the award, right? So we really have to manage these projects all the way through. Sometimes they're multi-year projects. Right now, we are managing upwards of $40 million worth of awards. And that does not include ARPA or Board of Ed. So that's a lot of grants. That's a lot of work. And when I met with the mayor's office, we talked in detail about this. One of the issues we've had with flow is just like everyone is in a silo. So we had an accountant in finance and a procurement department, but no one in those departments is dedicated to grants. So these changes just allow us to have staff in accounting and procurement dedicated to our grant projects. We certainly have the volume that calls for that. And it'll just really streamline the process on a lot of these grants. Grants, I feel, are most technical in the procurement and accounting process. They're all reimbursement based. So you need a great accountant, one that knows the ins and outs of the project, and you need a good procurement person who knows what the funders want to see in those bids. So that is my spiel, and I am happy to answer any questions.
Just to confirm, Olivia, the procurement specialist and the financial analyst, those are being moved from the finance department into your department, so they're not new hires; they're just transfers.
Yes.
Okay. Questions? Councilman Donovan.
Yeah. How you doing, Olivia?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. You're doing an excellent job. The grant writer now, it's no longer budgeted in this budget, but we are boosting it to a director of grants, correct?
Yes.
So, congratulations. Involved, or
if all goes well tonight, right? Yes.
Well, okay, good. As long as you're moving up there, I just wanted to clarify that.
Yes,
what
that's the idea with the new structure.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you.
Any other questions? This is easy. Are you driving us down the road for the parade like you did last year?
Of course. I can't wait.
Do you remember that car was chasing us?
Oh, yes. We had our meeting yesterday.
I think it was you, me, Gary, and I don't know if you were in the car, but that was a scary day. Thank you, Olivia.
All right. Thank you, guys.
right, we're going for a land speed record tonight. This is nice. We'll see. See how I do. We'll see how I do.
What are we doing?
60 and 61.
So central service, well, we have different page numbers.
So I don't really have a spiel for this. Central services, central utility services, we just moved all of it, like we did this last year. So we moved all of our utility payments into one department just so we can kind of keep a better eye on it in finance. And central services is controlled by purchasing, and it's just for any central purchasing audio. This is office equipment, coffee, copiers, things like that. So it's a pretty straightforward budget.
I think I just have two questions.
Yep.
The postage rates are going absolutely through the roof. Have we either is there a way to lock into that, or are we
No.
anticipating?
There's no way to lock into it, but we're also doing our best to. We work with a lot of our vendors now to electronically send correspondence rather than send it through the post office. So we did a good job this year. We I know the projection says we're going to spend 58,000, but we won't spend 58,000 this year in postage.
And then just a high level question about the central utilities, because I know that these averages make absolutely no sense because we consolidated several utility items, so it's all out of whack.
Right.
So just off the top of your head, how are we doing?
So we locked in electricity rates. So we have a few electricity contracts. So our overall electricity we locked in at, I think, 10 cents per kilowatt hour. The market rate right now is about 13 cents per kilowatt hour. We locked in solar. So we have a bunch of solar arrays as well, where we locked in what's called a PPA, a power purchase agreement. Some of those are at 12 cents per kilowatt hour right now. So we're paying a little bit more than our locked in rate, but that's a 20-year rate. So 10 years from now, when the price is 22 cents per kilowatt hour, we're paying 12 cents per kilowatt hour still. So the law of averages will show us that we'll catch up on that stuff. Electricity, we've been doing great. We've been doing good on natural gas. Internet services, those are all contractual. Telephone services are contractual now. Cell phones, we don't really buy as many cell phones for employees as we used to. Not a lot of people want a city cell phone, which is fine by me. We don't offer a reimbursement for I use my own personal cell phone. We don't offer a reimbursement for it. But most people don't really want to carry 2 phones. So, but yeah, I honestly think we stayed flat on everything in central utilities. So I think we're going to be fine.
Great. Councilman Beaton?
Thank you isn't enough, just so you know. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Just to your point, is that under electricity billing maintenance, there was a big spike from expenses to requests? Is that because just the cost?
I'm sorry, which one?
That would be 52110, electricity billing maintenance. It was a 450,000 to 642,000.
So we factored in the fact that we're moving to the community center to Malloy, which is a bigger building. It's not that much more. And we did a bunch of upgrades at our barn and at Public Works and the buildings across the street where the second floor didn't have lights in it, and we changed a bunch of that stuff. So this is just a projection based on kilowatt hour usage this year, based on what, yeah. But I think we'll be fine.
Other questions? Councilman Donovan?
Yeah, I'm not even sure if this is in here, but the solar panels that are over on Spring Street, are we getting anything from that?
Yeah, so that shows in our revenue portion.
That's the okay.
Yeah, shows in our, and I actually put together for our Energy Commission a list of our all of our solar arrays and how much money we either get paid in revenue or save in credits to our bill, and I'd be happy to share that with all of you guys. But it's significant. So West Haven is a distressed municipality, as we all know, and when a city wants to put a solar array in it, they need to have a sponsored municipality, and we qualify as a sponsored municipality. Our energy broker works really closely with me. His name is Adam Teff. They're from Titan Energy. He's fantastic. And when opportunities come up, he's like, "Do you guys want to be the sponsored municipality?" We just got one in Woodbridge that's going to get us $135,000 a year. 135 grand a year for doing absolutely nothing. They build it, they maintain it. It's in Ansonia. We have nothing to do with it. So, yeah, so we have solar arrays in Spring Street, Front Street, the PD, Malloy, and we've got requests in from the solar company now to put arrays at Veterans Field, at West Haven High School, and at Bailey Middle School, at no cost to us, with carport, almost the same they did at the PD, the carport parking. We're in the process of reviewing that now.
I mean, yeah, if it is easy enough to just grab that,
Mhm.
and let us know what, you know.
Yeah, I can
'Cause
send-
I get asked what we're making on that or whatever.
Yeah, I'll
so
send it
it's
to you
just
tomorrow
nice.
morning. Yep.
Thank you. All set, Chairman.
Thank you. Rick, I want to jump to the operations budget really quick.
Mhm.
32.
Okay.
We budgeted for a COO last year, new position.
Mhm.
My understanding is that we haven't been able to fill that, or we've chosen not to fill that. Is there a plan for that position for this year?
Yeah, there's a plan. Yeah, last
You don't
year
wanna do it
I was
anymore?
so last year I was kind of the de facto personnel director last year as well. We hired Justin Rosen, who you guys talked to yesterday. He was the former chief of staff in Milford. Super knowledgeable, super connected, great network of people that he knows, and we've actually kind of told him we really need to get moving on that chief operating officer. So it's a great to have. Don't need it because I kind of absorb the duties of what a chief operating officer would be doing.
What's the thought of what that job will do? And has that changed since last year?
No, it's where I kind of my job would focus on the big picture items and the big ticket items and kind of the day-to-day gatekeeping for the mayor. I kind of now take on a lot of day-to-day operation stuff, and the chief operating officer would take that away from me.
So essentially, make you a little bit more productive on the big
Thank
big
you.
idea stuff.
Yes.
Right? Councilman Rivera.
Just a quick question on the cell phone
Mhm.
stuff for the city. I know in the past I've seen where we've negotiated with the carriers, you can leverage personal phones or personal programs where you as an entity would get advantage of the minutes that they use, but it would still be separate. So offering a discount to
employees at like
for their
Verizon,
personal-
for their personal cell
Right.
phone. I think we have that program, but I don't know, and I'll find out.
And I believe each carrier offers that.
Yes.
Right. So it gives the individual a discount. It's still private. They still own the number. However, you get to leverage the minutes for greater discount.
Right. Let me find. I'll get the answer to that for you. Should ask Jermaine when he was here for that.
Is that it? You good? Councilman Donovan?
Just one last question.
Sure.
The risk manager, how we doing with finding one? Or
So right now, the good thing is that the risk management responsibilities have been absorbed by David on the financial part and Rob Sandella, who was our Public Works Assistant Commissioner of Public Works, who at one point in his 25 years here was actually our risk manager. So he is kind of taking over at no cost to the city the responsibilities of insurance part of the risk manager. We're looking for it. I think we upped the salary this year. Yeah, we upped the salary just to kind of make it a little more. But that's part of Justin's his agenda this coming fiscal year is to hire a risk manager. Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Councilman McMillan?
I don't know if I should be asking this.
Probably not.
The answer is no. You have to ask that question. The answer is no.
I understand Rob Sandella's in a union, correct?
Mhm.
They're allowing him in that particular union to take on those duties of a risk.
It's the same union.
Oh, it's
So,
the same
it's
union.
same union, yeah.
But even though it's,
Yeah, I think Rob's.
I'm just.
If the union's listening,
Okay.
turn off right now. No, it's no. Rob is he's a great employee and he's very good at what he does and he's very good at what he was doing before. And so we asked him if he would be willing to help, and he's been willing to help with the risk part of this right now. Yep.
Rick, just a just a general question on staffing, since you're the chief of staff, but also the COO. Just
Mhm.
generally, we hear departments are still short staffed, even though you and the mayor have made excellent strides in hiring, but some of them still say that they could use one or two more people. I understand that it's a budgetary constraint, but how are we tracking for average staff salaries? Because it's always seemed to be the problem is that municipalities pay less than the private sector. However, West Haven has historically paid less than the median. For that, are we getting kind of closer to middle?
Well, so 95% of our positions are collectively bargained. So, I mean, we do what we can, but it's still municipal work. I mean, I don't know. I mean, when departments say they're understaffed, I'm not sure how many departments are honestly understaffed in City Hall. I mean, I work here every day. I don't see many people,
Running around
I don't see many.
heads up.
No, I don't mean that. I don't mean that they're not doing work. I mean that I don't see many departments struggling to finish their work.
Right. Okay.
So, I mean, could we have more people? Sure, absolutely. Do we need? Is there a necessity? Are things falling behind because we don't
I'm
have
thinking
people?
more like the two big ones that come to my mind are public works and building. That historically they come and they say I could use a few more whatever
Building we budgeted for a building official and 4 assistant building officials. We have a building official and 3 assistant building officials right now, and Frank Gladwin is here as a consultant still. I don't know how much more, once an assistant building official comes on, they should be golden.
Good to go. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Councilman Heffernan, I didn't realize you came in. Hi.
Hi, I know, I snuck right in, didn't make a big, but during the mayor's budget presentation, she did say that you wouldn't be hiring for people that were retiring through attrition. You were going to be cutting jobs. Do you feel that might make a difference at all, or?
So we didn't budget for any of the positions that we cut. So there's no way to the positions that we cut were, like I said, there were 2 staffed positions that we cut. That was a hard decision to make on our part. And then we cut through, attrition, people that hadn't, that were retiring, and then positions that we just historically were unable to fill. So I don't think that any positional cuts that we made are going to be detrimental to the operating efficiency of the city.
Any other questions? All set? Before you go, I know that you get a lot of the bad.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for everything that you do,
Oh,
and
you're
thank
welcome.
you for being here every night and answering
Yeah.
our questions and
You're welcome.
the up and down.
You're welcome. It's gonna be hard to fit my head out the door now.
You're not getting a raise, but thank you for you have our gratitude.
I noticed that in the budget, and I did know. Thank you. Yes.
Your mic.
Put your
If
microphone.
you're
on.
gonna, no, we're on the record.
We're on the
here.
record still. Oh boy.
I was told by you that Monday was going to be sunny. There is an 80% chance of rain. Why you didn't sacrifice the chicken well enough?
Well, I mean, weatherman is the best job in the world. You can be wrong 80% of the time and not
still
get
get
fired.
paid.
So, we're so just housekeeping thing. I know a lot of you usually show up for the veterans brick ceremony on Saturday. We're going to make that determination Friday and tomorrow at noon whether or not we're going to postpone or not. And then the parade's rain or shine. So, I mean, I don't know if Andrew reached out to you guys or not about transportation in the parade. So if anybody needs a little assistance getting through the parade route, just let us know.
We just still park in the municipal lot and then
Park up here. We'll have people to drive you guys down. Yep.
Rick, thank you again.
My pleasure, guys.
We have a regular council meeting on Tuesday. Our next budget meeting is next Wednesday, where we will be meeting with Allentown Fire, Emergency Operations, Police, Animal Control, and Dispatch. So it'll be a really light night. With that, I hope everybody has a great weekend, and hopefully see you Saturday or Monday. City Council is in recess at 7:10.